You are listening to Beyond the Wheel, a podcast about the people and ideas that drive the RV community forward.
Looking to get out there and stay out there? Battleborn Batteries lithium-ion batteries are here to power your RV, marine, and off-grid adventures. Designed as an easy drop-in replacement for traditional lead-acid batteries, these reliable solutions have 2 to 3 times the power, charge 5 times faster, are a fifth of the weight, and last 10 times longer. Offered in a variety of models in unique sizes and shapes, ranging from 50 amp hour to a robust 270 amp hour, and backed by a 10-year warranty. Battleborn batteries are built to fit your needs and power your experiences. On the road, on the water, and off the grid, reliable power is here. Check them out at battlebornbatteries.com.
Welcome to day one of our time at the 2024 FMCA International Convention. In this episode, we are joined by Chris, the CEO of FMCA, and Tom from FMCA Assist. I would like to highlight that the Pathfinder program Chris refers to in the interview is up and running. If you have any interest in RVing and want to learn more, go to the FMCA website and see what they have to offer. Also, the FMCA Assist program is such a great deal if you're a traveler. The benefits you get as part of your FMCA membership are incredible, as you'll hear in the second part of this episode. If you are ever injured while away from home, in your RV or not, you can rest assured that these benefits are there. We appreciate the support of Battleborn Batteries and Echo One Adventures. Without their support, we would not be able to attend these events. Please check them out by going to battlebornbatteries.com and echo1adventures.com to see what they have to offer. Now, let's jump into the interviews.
Hey everybody, and welcome to the FMCA convention out here in Tucson, Arizona. We're joined with Chris Smith. He's the CEO of FMCA, and we always like to start the week with Chris, kind of kick things off, what you should be expecting of the convention for the week. And I always like to start, Chris, with what are you most excited about for this week?
Well, this is our third time in the last 10 years or so we've been here in Arizona, and I mean, just look around at the weather. I talked to my youngest yesterday on the phone, and he showed me a picture of back in Cincinnati. That's where our headquarters is at. 32 and a little snow, so it's always great. The weather's here. The attendance is always wonderful as well, and we have one really new thing that I'm excited that we're going to start doing. We can probably talk about that later, but we had a great event here last time, and I'm expecting the same this time.
Nice. What about the chapters? We walked through the hall yesterday in the chapter fair. There's a lot of chapters represented here at this convention.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we have about 250 chapters within FMCA, and there's really two things that are really important about chapters. One, it's kind of the foundation of FMCA. I mean, FMCA was built around the structure of chapters, and with that is the social aspect of FMCA as well. Yep. We have chapters for interest groups, for RV types, really anything you can think of. We have a chapter for it, and we encourage people that if we don't have one, start it. Very easy. It's a painless process. The little paperwork needs to be filed, have enough members, you can start a chapter. So you can start the Beyond the Wheel podcast chapter if you want to.
Really?
Wink, wink.
Didn't know that.
So that's kind of number one. It's kind of, FMCA is built around that social aspect, and chapters kind of really embody that. And number two, we have a governance structure that's also built around chapters. So we have a governing board that meets once per year, and that governing board's comprised of national directors from chapters.
Oh, okay.
And you and I, we've talked before, that's where all the big decisions are made, are by those chapter representatives. So very, very important aspect of FMCA.
Okay. So by being part of the chapters, you get a little bit of a say, I guess, of what goes on with the FMCA organization.
Absolutely. Yeah, so they have national directors that represent the chapters. The chapters meet. They kind of have the agenda ahead of time, all the things to be voted upon. They discuss it. They kind of tell their national director how they want them to vote, send them on, and so it's kind of a unique, setup, especially, in the RV club industry where this truly is member run and member owned, and all those decisions are made by members.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's great too, the chapters as we were walking through and we see them, this event is perfect for them to come together, meet in person, hang out, and really fuel their passion. I feel like, this is somewhere that they can really take what they are passionate about and really explore it and make it grow and really just enjoy the camaraderie. That's a tough word for me to say. And what better place than here where, like you said, with the weather being, no chance of snow today.
Right, yeah, thankfully, yeah. No, that's that. I see it like on our Facebook page. We have a Tucson Facebook page, and I've seen, like the American Coach chapter. We actually had a tri-chapter rally before the event where multiple chapters came on site before to kind of have a pre-rally. Oh. And so, the groups do get together at these events, and they have potlucks and whatever gatherings they want to have. So, yeah, you see a lot of those chapters gathering at our events, and they throughout the year they have chapter rallies as well. So they kind of have smaller little local events, but they also support us here on the national level as well.
You know what I like about coming here? This is my fourth FMCA convention, and like you were just saying, you have your groups, like even the Tiffin group or whatever that get together. So you have some, I guess, people that have some co-interests, but you also have a bunch of other people here where you can kind of explore other aspects of RVing and other areas of interest. So you're not always stuck with the Tiffins or the whatever you have. There's lots of other people here to explore and kind of learn more with as well.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, we have a chapter for just about everything. So no matter what you own, what your interests are, we have a group that you can belong to. And like you said, it's not just about chapters. We see it all the time on Facebook or just in our surveys where, people just meet each other and they become friends, and then they plan out events where they can make it, and they come in as caravans, which we see that a lot, where groups that aren't even chapters, they'll come in together and they want to park next to each other and and hang out for the week. It's not just, you don't have to belong to a chapter to enjoy the social aspect. You can just show up and we've discussed this before. Someone's gonna give you a friendly greeting and strike up a conversation with you. So it's the perfect place to just get with other RVers and enjoy the social aspect of it.
Yeah, I had a guy yesterday. I was walking over to meet Kenny, and we were walking out, and I didn't have my badge with me, and we were coming close to the grounds, and some guy was working on his RV, and he was like, "Hey, I see you don't have your name badge. Make sure you have that because the security is going to stop you." So people aren't afraid to talk to you at these events for sure.
It's everywhere. Everywhere you're at an FMCA event. Yeah. It's rare you're going to see an unfriendly face. So they'll talk to you one way or another. They'll find a way or a reason to talk to you.
And I always say that I have more friends now since RVing and being in motion. You wouldn't think because you're always moving, you wouldn't have time to make friends. But I have more friends now since RVing than when I had like a home-based type of situation. And it's because of events like the FMCA convention where you're meeting people like-minded, you have a lot of similar interests, and you just make an instant click. So, we're here for a week, but it's plenty of time to really get to know that person, exchange your information, and keep in touch with throughout the year, and then come back the following year, meet up with them again, and it's like you never missed the beat type of thing. It's a great community.
Yeah. No, that's what FMCA is founded upon. When we started 60 years ago, it was 11 families getting together to watch an eclipse. And then from that, just wanting to be together, wanting to socialize, just happen to own RVs as well, in part of that gathering, it's turned into what we see today. It's the same thing 60 years later. Yeah. People getting together, common interest of RVing, and we don't leave a dull moment, I don't think. In that
No.
we give you guys plenty of stuff to do while you're on site, and it's all based upon being social.
Yeah, I have to say here at the FMCA conventions, you guys probably have the best night entertainment out of any RVing event I've been to. So we had a good time in Perry, actually. The dueling pianos were there, several other things. Yeah, it was really, really a lot of good entertainment.
And I know tonight you have a stand-up comic that I'm going to go see. I want to check him out at 7 p.m. tonight. You got a mariachi band playing this week. Yeah, so that's a good point that you said too. I mean, there is not a dull moment if you want it to be that way, but you can also sit back and relax and just enjoy the vendor hall, do a stroll, do the Magic Mile. You also got pickleball this year, so there's activities for everybody, and you can do as much as you want or as little as you like.
Yeah, we try to we try to keep the entertainment going all day, all night. Like you said, we have the exhibit halls, more seminars than you can attend.
Yep.
So if there's any topic you want to learn about, we have a seminar for it. Unfortunately this year we don't have RV Basics, which normally we do have.
Okay.
But that will be back next year. And we're working on enhancing that by having RV Basics 2, we're hoping.
Oh, okay. Nice.
So it's kind of, it's RV Basics 1 is kind of a crash course, kind of an overview of all the components of your RV and kind of how to navigate that. But RV Basics 2 is going to be more detailed. It's going to kind of dive further in. Really, it's serving as someone who really wants to try to service their own RV.
Oh,
We're going to try to almost make them a certified technician.
That's great.
I mean, we really want to deep dive, and there's an appetite for it. So that's kind of part of why we didn't do it this year. Is we wanted the people that do the instruction for RV Basics to have time to really develop the advanced course. So and my hope is we're still going to offer both of them as well. So we're trying to work out the logistics of that, but if nothing else, we'll have two.
That's great.
Next year.
You're also making some exciting announcements for member benefits while you're here this week as well. I don't know if it's too early to talk about any of that or if you can share it.
Well, one of the big things we're doing different this year is, and we talked about it last time I was on your podcast, is we've introduced, and we actually soft launched it. We got the programming done to soft launch Pathfinder. So that allows anyone interested in RVing who may not own an RV to join FMCA. We have 60 years of education we can provide people. We do have benefits relevant to them. We will actually be launching a roadside auto-only policy for Pathfinders, because obviously they probably don't want to pay for roadside, that covers their an RV and their car. So the price is really nice. But yeah, the Pathfinder's the big thing, and one of the things we're doing is we've really made a big push on public gate. And what we've done is we have set up 3 intro to RVing seminars specific to Pathfinder. So, because we found that a lot of people that come through public gate, I would say it's probably half and half, and it may be even more non-owners than RV owners that come through just to kind of look around, right? Just they have an interest, they want to they want to tour an RV, or they want to, look through the hall and kind of get an idea of what the lifestyle's about. And we've really made a push to get those people through the public gate this year, because we want them to attend this seminar. And hopefully we kind of give them a good intro, good experience here, and then we can bring them in as a Pathfinder and continue that education to help them kind of navigate that decision. And then ultimately we'd love to have them as a family member once they do purchase an RV. So that's the big thing here that we're rolling out, is that Pathfinder. Now, we haven't announced it to the world yet. This is kind of our beta test to kind of to get some people on board and make sure everything works okay before we launch it to the world. But really excited about that. I mean, we soft launched it, just put it on our website, and we had like 6 or 7 people join. I mean, we didn't say anything,
Without
so I
even
guess.
letting anybody know.
Well, I mean, I think that tells me that people are interested and they go on our website and they go to the join page, and before it said you had to own an RV, so a lot of people probably would back out.
Yeah.
But now there's an option to pick, I don't own an RV, and there's still a path for them to join. So I was surprised by that when I saw it, but I think it does say that there is an interest in people joining a club even though they don't own.
Definitely.
And we're finally able to fill that void.
Yeah, there's so much to learn about RVing. I feel like between the rig itself, how to travel, where to go, how to set up, that I think this program is going to be just such a time saver for anybody that's looking into this lifestyle, that it will be kind of a one-stop shop, that they'll be able to learn everything they need to know before their purchase of their first RV. They're going to have such a leg up on somebody that just kind of buys their RV, not really doing their research, and they might be in for a rude awakening.
Well, we saw that a lot with COVID. We saw a lot of people who, okay, well, I don't want to fly, I don't want to stay in a hotel. Hey, there's a thing called an RV. And a lot of people left a year or two later with maybe a bad taste in their mouth because they really didn't do their research. And it's a complicated hobby. It's not something you can just, it's not like buying a car, right? It takes a little research to get there. And I think a lot of people didn't do that. And I think the other problem is you can Google anything, right? I mean, you can look up a topic, but we want to be that one trusted resource where if you have a question about the RV lifestyle, we want to be that place you can go and know that it's vetted information from 60 years of experience in the RV industry. So that's our goal, and I think there was a real void there with really giving people education, and we're trying to fill that.
And also, it's not a cheap hobby. You got to make a pretty big investment when you get into it, and you don't want to make the wrong choices. So having the correct information as you get into it to make that right decision is a big benefit, and could save you potentially thousands of dollars in upfront costs.
Yeah, you're right. It's not a cheap hobby. I talk to plenty of members, and they say, "Oh, I had this problem that cost me X amount of money," and my jaw just drops. Like, wow. So it's not a cheap hobby, and you don't want to make a mistake because, again, it's not like buying a car.
Yeah.
It's pretty expensive, and you want to make sure that you have the RV that suits your needs, and I think people don't realize it does take a lot of research to make sure, because there's so many options out there. And, again, we're trying to just be that resource for people so they're well informed when they decide.
And in the long run, you're going to save them money because they are going to have that information. They'll be able to make a smarter purchase when they are ready to go out and start.
Yeah. Well, the other nice thing, too, is it's not just the education. I mean, Pathfinder members can take advantage of all of our benefits. So assist, they're covered as a Pathfinder. So even if you don't own an RV, if you travel, that's a really valuable benefit for anybody. I mean, really the only difference for Pathfinder is you don't get the member plate because you don't have an F number, and you get a digital edition of the magazine instead of print. Okay. Aside from that, you can take advantage of any benefit, Tech Connect, anything. I mean,
and start meeting people.
Yeah, you can come to the events.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to park on site to attend, right? I mean, we sell daily passports. You can stay in a hotel.
Yeah.
You can stay in a campground locally, and you can just come in every day on a passport. And that gives you access to everything. A day pass gives you access to the exhibit hall and to the outdoor exhibits. You can't go to seminars on a day pass. But if you have a daily passport, a little more expensive, then you can attend anything, evening entertainment, seminars. So, I mean, it's a perfect opportunity as well to actually come on site in person and educate yourself, even if you don't own an RV now. Yeah.
Okay.
And I will say, too, another great benefit, and it's powering this all week, is the new T-Mobile data plan. Really enjoying that. It's working great so far for me.
Yeah, we've had a lot of good feedback so far. We launched that back about mid-January, and we've seen some really great results so far on signups. I mean, it helps that we had Sprint, and then Sprint turned into T-Mobile before. So we've had this offering before, so our members were already pretty familiar with how good the plans are and how good the devices are. So, it's been a great addition, plus the phone plans we added as well. Yep. I think that's going to that'll take a little more time because it's a little tougher to, if you have a contract on the phone side or if you have a device you're paying for, it's a little harder maybe to switch that over, but we're seeing good numbers there as well. So it's been just another great benefit we've added on. Yeah.
And for anybody listening that's in the Tucson area right now that maybe isn't here at the show, if they wanted to attend today or tomorrow or whatever, they can just come to the gate and purchase a ticket, or do they need to purchase online and then?
No, they can come through the gate.
Okay. Pay
credit card, cash. You can buy the daily pass or the passport, either one. Yeah, you can just come up to the gate and buy it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. And then once they're here, they like what they see, they can join the Pathfinder if they don't have an RV. If they do have an RV, then they can join the full membership.
Yep, we have a membership booth here in the exhibit hall, and they can sign up for either.
Okay.
Yep.
And then for anybody that was maybe planning on attending this one, couldn't make it, when is the next big event, and how soon will they be able to register for it?
Yeah, so our next event, so this is what we call our winter event, and then we also have a summer event, which will be in Redmond, Oregon this year. Okay. And that's August 14th through 17th. And we open up registration for that on April 3rd. Nice. Very shortly after we're done here.
Okay.
Go back home, catch our breath, and start the process all over again. Yeah. And we haven't been in Redmond for 10 years, so I'm pretty excited about that. That was the second event I had been to. And it's kind of a unique area around there. It's high desert in Oregon, which I wasn't familiar with the area when I went 10 years ago, so it was kind of surprising to me, but it's a great area. There's a lot of stuff to do around there. If you Bend, Oregon's right down the road.
Yeah.
They have a lot of breweries and entertainment and a lot of stuff to do there. And I've heard, too, that Redmond has really changed a lot in the 10 years. They've really built up their infrastructure, and there's a lot more there than last time. And the grounds are great. I mean, the people that designed the Perry grounds that we go to, they kind of built Redmond kind of after the Perry design. So it's a really nice area. And we haven't been up in the Northwest since 2014. So I think there'll be some demand for our members to attend, and should be a good show.
And again, good weather in Redmond, Oregon at that time of year. They don't get very hot, I wouldn't say, like maybe 72, 73 or something like that.
I actually, when we were up there, there's a golf course right next to the grounds. So it was nice, you get done with your day, go home and change, go right back over, and you can get 9 holes in.
Yeah.
And it's perfect weather. It's kind of like this. It's kind of like the weather is right now, similar. Just not very humid, just beautiful. Yeah.
That's another great thing about this location, and I'm glad you guys come back here frequently, because if you want to get away from the excitement for a while, there's Saguaro National Park is at the same exit as we get off to come here. It's just on the opposite side, and plenty of over 100 miles of bike path here. There's a lot of outdoor stuff that you can, you don't have to feel like you're confined to the grounds. You can go out and enjoy the outdoors quite a bit around here, and probably the same in Oregon as well.
Yeah. So there's a lot of stuff to do in Oregon. Actually, one of our board members a couple days ago said they took a little trip, and I guess it's probably an hour or so away to Tombstone. So there's a lot of stuff to do, and that's what we try to point out. Again, it's not just coming to the event. We try to put magazine articles out that show along the way, here's what you can do if you come stay with us for a week. Here's the things you can do before and after to kind of make it a real trip.
Yeah.
Instead of just coming here and going back home. So we try to put that together to give members a lay of the land and let them know what's around.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's all of our questions for right now anyway. Is there anything that you wanted to add before we let you go? I know coming on next is FMCA Assist, and we're going to find out about all their benefits. It's a great benefit of being a member, and it's completely included in the membership. But other anything else that we might have missed?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
again, I think the big thing for us here is the Pathfinder, and I'm really excited. Because with the Pathfinder, I was amazed by this stat that I saw that there's 22 million people who intend to own an RV in the next 5 years.
Big number.
And that's double the current number of owners. So, there are a lot of people interested in this lifestyle, and obviously it's in our best interest to get them well educated, so not only do they make the decision, but they stick around. We talked about before, there's plenty of things that can get you in, but then can quickly get you out as well, and we want to get those people to stick and stay in it. So I'm just so excited about Pathfinder. I think it's going to be great for us and for potential members as well. So that's the big thing here that I'm going to be putting a lot of effort into, making sure it goes off well.
My wife and I used to do seminars at RV shows for a few years, and in our seminars, I would say probably more than half of the people that came to our seminars were people that were non-owners yet just looking for information. So there's definitely a gap that needs to be filled in educating those people that have an interest but just need to learn more about it. So I'm glad you guys are kind of taking the lead in doing this and giving people the opportunity to not only get educational material, but at the same time be around people that have done it, some for decades, and are able to also help them along.
Yeah, it's not just, like you said, it's not just the education we can provide on the national level.
Yeah,
it's you have a wealth of knowledge of people in doing this a long time.
Yeah,
we've joked a few times now that our members are more than happy to help someone. I told the story before when my brother bought a Winnebago, and he really didn't know anything about it. He kind of he doesn't like flying, so he wanted to do something different to travel. He has 3 kids and a family, and I told him the best. He's in Cincinnati as well, and we have a campground, a member-only campground in Cincinnati that members can stay at a very reasonable rate. And I told him, I said, if you want your education, go park down at the campground for 2 days, get out and look confused. And someone's going to come up and someone's going to help you get all of your questions answered. And that's what he did. I mean, that truly is where he got the bulk of his education.
It's a fact.
Was our members just willing to give a helping hand.
It really works that way.
That's what we're all about. It really is a family of RV owners here. So,
Well, thanks for taking the time, Chris. We really appreciate it. We know you got a busy schedule here at the event. And for anybody listening, come on over to Tucson to the Pima County Fairgrounds and check it out. And we'll be back in hopefully just a few minutes with the FMCA Assist so we can learn more about that benefit. In the meantime, if you're hanging around waiting, go ahead and check out Battleborn Batteries and Echo One Adventures and see what kind of stuff they can offer you as well. We'll be back soon, everybody. We want to thank Echo One Adventures for sponsoring our trip to the FMCA convention. Echo One Adventures is a company that does electrical installs in all types of RVs and rents travel trailers fully outfitted for off-grid living. To learn more about them, go to EchoOneAdventures.com. Thanks again to Echo One Adventures for their support.
Hey, everybody, and welcome back to part 2 of day 1 out here at the FMCA convention in Tucson, Arizona. We're joined by Tom, who is with We're joined by Tom, who's with the FMCA Assist program, and Tom's on kind of tell us all about the program, all the benefits, and keep in mind as Tom is going through these benefits are included with just your standard membership of being part of the FMCA club. So Tom, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
We appreciate you taking some time and sitting with us. Can you just kind of introduce yourself and let us know
happy to do that, and thank you for inviting me to participate. My name's Tom Klein-Dunst. I'm with Dempsey Insiders Insurance Agency in Cincinnati, Ohio. FMCA is my client. So I work for FMCA. I'm working for all the membership of FMCA, and I'm very proud to administer and be responsible for the FMCA Assist benefit. So I want to explain it. I want to address as many questions as I can. I'm giving a few seminars here in Tucson, and I know this will be on the website,
Yes.
so it'll be something that people can refer to and hopefully answer a lot of questions that speak to what I think is the most valuable aspect of membership. This benefit alone is well worth the annual cost of membership and serves everyone in an incredible array. So, but I'm biased, but it really is a special program and special to be offered to all of the members, and it's something very rare in an association. So something to be treasured. But if something bad happens, that's what it's for.
Yeah. Can you just give us a quick, we'll get into the details, but just in a nutshell, can you kind of tell us what FMCA Assist does for members?
Sure. The FMCA Assist policy is just that. It's an insurance policy. So a policy says, we'll do all these things, but we won't do these things. It's a contract. And it's a contract that's covering over 70,000 members of FMCA to help protect you if you're involved in an accident while on a trip. So somebody is here at Tucson and they stumble and fall, or maybe they're going on a hike somewhere and they trip and fall and break their ankle. They can't drive their RV. They need to get to medical attention. Maybe they need to go from one hospital to another because that's a pretty bad break and they've got some other health issues. The FMCA Assist policy pays to get them help, get them to that hospital, get them to another hospital if necessary, and then get them home after it's done. But wait, what if that accident means they can't drive their RV? The FMCA Assist policy pays to get a driver to drive the RV for them and the car and pay for some expenses that may be inherent in the travel. It's really a fantastic benefit that's afforded to all members, and I'm happy to answer those questions. But that's really the first thing, is if a member's involved in an accident while on trip, and a trip is defined as 75 miles from home, you don't have to be in your RV. They could be visiting their son in college 100 miles away, 76 miles away. They don't have to be in their RV. This is coverage that is protecting members 24/7, 7 days a week, worldwide.
Oh, okay.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I thought it. I don't know why, but I thought you had to have your RV with you.
A lot of people do. A lot of people do. And a lot of people think that this is something that's extra. Like, so there are some other member discounts that people can buy that give them discounts that go, I'm a member of FMCA, I get a discount for this premium that pays for my roadside rescue is a good example. That's an extra expense item that you can buy if you're breaking down if you have a breakdown on the road and you need someone to come and fix your car, tow your car. You're okay, but your rig isn't. Well, that's what roadside rescue's about, and you pay an extra fee for that.
Yeah.
This is if you're hurt, you're not okay, your wife's not okay, the people traveling with you aren't okay. That's what this benefit is designed to help address.
Okay.
And I know, or we know, that it's part of the membership already. It's included in your membership.
Yes.
Is there any second step that somebody needs to take? They're listening right now. They're like, oh, how do I take advantage of this? Do they need to contact anybody to get a card? Do they need to contact anybody to get a special phone number?
Yes, there are special phone numbers that are dedicated to all FMCA members by virtue of this policy. You can download the FMCA app. You can go to the FMCA website. You just need to look up Assist, and it has all of the phone numbers. They're toll-free. They're to the Chubb Travel Assistance Provider, and Chubb is the insurance company that's underwriting this policy. And these dedicated numbers are for FMCA members. So when that phone call is made, if you're in trouble and they've called that 1-800 number, the recipient of that phone call knows, FMCA member. They just need to know what happened, what's the problem, what's the F number, the F membership number, to know who you are. And are you a valid member, right? And then help begin the process of helping somebody with a claim. But before claim, all those people need to do is get those phone numbers, plug them in their phone, take a picture or maybe print off some of the materials that are available on the website that explain what FMCA Assist does in very short order and has those phone numbers for them. But they're dedicated to all FMCA members, and it's really a fantastic benefit. So
now my first thought, if I break my ankle or having a heart attack or something, is not to call FMCA Assist. I'm going to get my help first.
Correct. The first thing you should always do is call 911.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Let me be clear. If you have an accident or your traveling companion, your spouse, your daughter, what have you, they're injured while you're on this trip, they need help, call 911. But then as quickly as is practicable, okay, when it's convenient, or maybe somebody else can call for you,
Yeah.
right? Again, they just need to dial that number, know your F number, know what happened, and they can be then conversing with the travel assistance provider who can help coordinate with the health professionals,
Yeah.
the people who are on the site, or now you're at a hospital, they need to coordinate with the medical professionals to know what happens next.
Yeah.
Does this person need to go to a different hospital? Do they need to go home? Can they drive their RV? Because the key is it has to be medically necessary and approved for those expenses to be made under the terms of the policy.
Okay.
Fair enough.
That makes sense.
You actually said something that was important, though. It doesn't have to be the actual person. Somebody else can call
Absolutely.
on that person's behalf. If
Yeah.
there was a heart attack, if they're, maybe they're not conscious or anything like that.
Sure.
If they couldn't make the call themselves.
I can tell you right now, if my wife were injured, and I were dealing with that stressful situation, I don't know how clear thinking I'd be.
Yeah, right.
You call 911, and then at some point in time, hey, wait a minute, we've got this benefit under FMCA. I'll call them, and those are professionals who are going to guide you to know, okay, what happened?
Okay.
How can we help? What's supposed to happen next? They're there to help you. This is a benefit. You're already a customer. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's a beautiful thing that's designed to help you when something bad has happened that's been unforeseen. And again, 75 miles away from home, when you're on a trip anywhere in the world, that's what this program is covering you for.
Okay.
And so when you're, let's say I'm in South Africa on a trip, I would still just call and if I got injured, I would still just call and coordinate.
Yeah, I don't know whether 911 is applicable in
Right,
South
right.
Africa, but whatever situation you're in, you would be wise to contact FMCA Assist as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
Tell them the circumstances, or have whomever is with you tell the circumstances. And it doesn't have to be another FMCA member; it could be a complete stranger who's just helping, right?
Yeah.
So you just want to involve the FMCA Assist people to know the logistics of what's happening and then what's needed. Perhaps you've fallen and you have hit your head, and it's a very bad. I'm an insurance guy, so I come up with horrible examples all the time, right? A cerebral hemorrhage,
Yeah.
and this South African hospital is not going to be able to handle it. You need to travel to Berlin. Berlin is going to be the next best neurological facility for your situation. This policy is going to pay to fly you to Berlin. Okay, and then at that point, maybe it's like, now we got to get this person home. This policy pays to get you back home.
Oh, wow.
And it's
Okay.
a 24/7 service.
It is.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, that's great.
Tom, what about people traveling with pets? I know 80% of RV. It's got to be. I don't know. That's a real number.
It's a
high
big number. I think it's actually 60%. I've been
Okay.
told. I think it's a very high number of people traveling with pets. There's a benefit for pet return. You're being treated. Your
Yeah.
wife's being treated. Maybe your wife needs to be with you while you're hurt, or vice versa. What about the two dogs? Well, there is a benefit of $1,000, $100 a day, to pay for those pets to either be transported home. And you need to have a carrier, right? You need to have a pet carrier. They need to have their proof of vaccinations and things of that nature. But there is a benefit to transport your pets or to put them in a licensed kennel or cattery. So pets,
That's great.
it's cats and dogs.
Yep.
So your emu or your pet pig, those aren't covered under
I
this
think there's
policy.
some parrots here. So.
There might be some
parrots.
parrots. I've seen parakeets. People have asked me, what about my pet pig? They're smarter than a dog. I get it. I understand. The policy is, I didn't write the policies specifically,
Cats
and
and
it's
dogs.
designed to take care of the majority of the situation. And it's an insurance policy underwritten for the majority of the needs of the population.
Oh, that
So
makes sense.
Now, what if you're traveling alone? What if it takes you a week to wake up and realize that I need to
yeah.
contact? Is that too late?
No, it's not too late. We've had circumstances where people have had a situation where, as I said, maybe the husband wasn't clear thinking. Things got down the road because they were attending to the matter at hand. First things first, you take care of the injury, you take care of the situation. As soon as is practicable, within reason, contact the FMCA Assist people so that they understand that the you're trying to involve them for those costs. And it's happened that these costs have been expended. Maybe somebody did need to be transported and they didn't get the okay from Chubb to do that. I've been successful and Chubb has been reasonable at, okay, we see that this needed to happen for the care of the person, and then they've retroactively helped apply the benefits. So it's being done with the benefit of FMCA members. It's not a hardcore, sorry, you're cut off because you didn't call us within 72 hours or something like that. It does not work that way.
Okay.
And go ahead, Kenny.
I was just curious, is everybody automatically qualified? Is there age restrictions, any type of restrictions?
The only restriction is you have to be 18 or older.
Oh,
Okay? So there's a benefit for dependents traveling with you, your children. Okay, well, they do need to be your children, and then children that are, or even people traveling with you that are under 18. Maybe they're your child and their friend. Maybe your grandkids, right? There's a lot of people who have grandkids when they travel and they want to go on trips. And Jimmy doesn't want to just travel with grandma and grandpa. He wants to bring Billy with him.
Of course.
Well, something happens to grandma or grandpa. Jimmy and Billy need to get back home.
Yeah.
Well, this benefit pays for them, but they have to be under 18. So those are the kinds of restrictions. But once a member's a member, you're in, you're on, you're covered.
Okay.
And then for transporting the RV, are you using, you're contracted with a professional organization to do that?
Chubb Travel Assistance, the people that they work with will handle those logistics. Okay. So the arranging of medical transport, the arranging of the transport in moving the RV back, returning it home, and the car, or a car. Remember, you don't have to be in your RV.
Right.
It could be just the return of your car because you can't drive. It just has to be medically necessary. But what they do is they endeavor to find the most qualified person within the area available to drive your RV. Because some of these vehicles, as you well know, are very expensive and very sophisticated, and it takes more than somebody who has a pulse and a driver's license to be qualified to drive some of these. Yeah. And frankly, it can take a couple of days, depending on where that person is. Mm-hmm. We had a person who suffered a medical emergency and an accident in Norman, Oklahoma, and in order to drive their RV, they had fallen and hit their head. They couldn't drive. Their wife couldn't drive. They needed somebody to drive. Finding a qualified person for that rig took a couple of days. So it can be a bit of a difficulty if somebody is trying to do that. But the nice thing is the return of the RV benefit also allows for, well, if you have somebody else who's capable, who's a trusted friend or a family member who can drive, well, then that benefit applies and they get $250 a day for their travel expenses over the next several days to return that RV. So they're not out of pocket.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's part of the benefit. The benefit's $5,000, which is $5,000, and sometimes that's plenty for the cost to hire that driver and drive them that rig, your RV wherever it may go, or your car. But sometimes it's not enough. Sometimes it's like, well, this accident happened in California and I live in Maine.
Yeah.
Well, that may be a problem, in which case the $5,000 benefit is probably going to be exhausted, and then you may have to pay the difference between getting your rig home.
But still, $5,000.
Again, let me just emphasize, this is a program that's designed for all members of FMCA. And in doing so, that means it's built in and baked into your dues. $50 a year are the current dues right now. This policy is included in those dues. If we wanted those benefits to be much, much greater, well, that probably would raise the premium substantially, and that might make a change to dues. And so it's a delicate balance that the Board of Governors and the Executive Committee of FMCA make for the decision as to how this policy is put together. And then I'm responsible for organizing it and administrating it. And I'll also say that I have been included in a lot of claim problems. Sometimes things are sticky. Sometimes things just don't quite fit right. And I have to get involved, and I'm happy to do that to help FMCA members. Okay. So
we're trying to figure out, we were talking about this earlier, what the catch is, because it's such a great benefit. And for $50 a year, you're going to pay more than that if you got a policy like this, a travel insurance policy.
Many
like
more
this.
dollars. There are other very fine companies, and they're here in Tucson as vendors. And I'm happy to say, because we have a booth here with the Chubb personnel, that are present to answer questions, to really help explain. I'm not here to sell. You've got this coverage. You have it. I just want to answer questions to help you appreciate it, so that you go, wow, this is incredible. As I said, I think this is the most valuable membership of FMCA. So I want people to tell their other non-FMCA members about it. This is a great gig. It's a great thing. And this policy is if you did buy it on your own, and you can. Chubb sells these kinds of policies to individuals and families, but they can cost several $1,000s.
I would imagine
Well, when you
so.
bundle it with 70,000 members or more is growing, that is where you get that leverage and that power to keep those premiums down. But as I was saying, there are other vendors here who do many similar and in some cases identical products to the FMCA Assist policy with Chubb. And those are a la carte. You're paying for that individually, paying for what you need, what your specific age group is, whatever you have to tailor to your budget. And those policies can be several $1,000s. So there are people who come up to me and go, well, I just bought this. Why did I do that? And I'll say, I don't know. You want a belt and suspenders? That's your business. But I'm happy to say that this really is a phenomenal benefit of membership. As I say, I think the most valuable. And I talk too much. You can tell. I'm very passionate about the product, and I think it's an incredibly wise and fabulous benefit that it's afforded by FMCA.
Do you happen to know any numbers of, like, on average, how many people per year FMCA members, I want to say, get to take advantage, but have to take advantage of this program?
It's a hard question to give you a specific answer to. Yes, I can get access to that data. I don't pay attention to the granular data of that. I'm trying to make sure that the members are being treated. The good news is members are being helped. Chubb is paying a lot of claims. People are having I had several people in the seminar that I just gave stand up and say, I'd like to make a comment. This is what happened to me. My husband couldn't drive. I can't drive. And the Chubb people were great. And they arranged for a driver who showed up. And I said, this is fabulous. This is a wonderful thing. But those are claims that accumulate.
Right.
And so it's a delicate balance between how much usage there is and how much premium then is being paid by FMCA for this benefit.
But you want to hear those stories.
You do. It's a good news is Chubb is paying claims.
Yeah.
The bad news is we got a lot of people who use claims who are getting helped. But that's what it's for. This is what insurance is for, and I'm proud to say that. And so what we want to do is just make sure that we're informing people about this product, because we're not selling anything. You already have it. So.
And then for people that aren't here at the show and can't go to your seminars or can't stop by the booth, I'm sure the FMCA website has a lot of information.
Yeah, the
about this
FMCA
program.
website, the FMCA mobile app, it has a lot of data with frequently asked questions. A lot of the materials that you can pick up here at the booth are online. There's a frequently asked questions form. There's basically I think it's a trifold brochure that's nice, bright and blue in color, explaining in very simple language what the policy benefits are. But as I say, the policy itself is about 80 pages long. And you can get that as well. If you want to go on the FMCA website, you can download the policy and read it.
Okay.
Absolutely. Everybody has it. You're all covered. So there's no hiding what it is, but it is an insurance policy, and everybody knows what insurance policies do. You got coverage here, and then you got exclusions and conditions, and so it's not perfect. It's not a blank check, but it is a conditional contract that's providing an incredible array of very simple declared benefits, and for which many thousands of dollars have been paid for thousands of FMCA members.
Yeah, I think it's a phenomenal benefit for the price of membership. If you have to take advantage of that one time, you've paid for years of your membership.
Absolutely, yeah. It's something that I say to people, I hope you don't need it.
Yeah. Insurance
is what it is. I hope you don't need it. But if you do need it, this is what it's for, and I'm hoping that it helps you. It's not perfect. If it were, well, they would probably be exorbitantly priced. You couldn't afford it. FMCA couldn't afford it if it paid for everything. Including transport of your pig. Yeah. I mean, it's designed for as many people as possible, and we tweak it. there are many occasions where we tweak things, and maybe there's claims that we're getting a frequency of claims that aren't quite working on this, and then it's my job to negotiate with the Chubb how that can be worked. Can this be managed? So it's absolutely a part of a relationship that we have that I feel a great deal of responsibility and pride in being responsible for and being involved in for the FMCA members.
To me, it seems like a great supplement to people that have health care insurance and have RV insurance and auto insurance. This is a great way to supplement those.
This is not health insurance.
Right.
It's an accident policy.
Right.
This isn't your medical insurance to
Right.
pay your medical bills. It's to pay the cost of medical treatment
and
to get
transport,
to get the treatment,
Yeah.
but to get the transport to the treatment.
Yeah.
It absolutely is a component that's designed, if possible, to work in concert with all those other
Exactly,
things.
yeah.
Because it could be an auto accident
Yep.
that you've had, in which case, well, you got auto insurance. Yeah, but auto insurance isn't necessarily going to pay to have you transported from that accident to the hospital.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's where this benefit can fit in, where it doesn't have anything to do with your RV, but if you're on a trip, how far is that trip? 75 miles. That's what it's designed to be.
Yep.
So it's really a fantastic component of a true program, and you got it in your membership. You don't have to do anything. We've done your thinking for you.
Yeah.
What about for the full timers, people that don't have a
Yeah.
home base or anything like that?
Yeah.
Do they get coverage?
They're always on a trip.
Okay.
So the 75 miles doesn't apply.
Okay.
So full timers are always on a trip. So that's a nice little benefit for them, because they're on the road all the time. Their home is where they are at that particular time, or en route to at that particular time.
Okay.
So there's no limitation for full timers.
Okay.
And how long has this benefit been around with FMCA?
Well, I've been proud to be administering the benefit for the past 4 years.
Okay.
But I believe it's been in existence, and something that the governing body and the executive team at FMCA saw about 10 years ago. I believe it's about that long. So it's not been for the entirety of FMCA, but it has been a benefit that has been arranged and has been seen as very important and fundamental to membership. And so it was with a prior company prior to my involvement.
Okay.
But I've been working on the program since October of 2020.
Okay. So it's not a new program with FMCA.
No, it's a different insurance company than it was prior to 2020, but the benefit was still something baked into membership and still something that they felt was very important. And yeah.
Yeah, I feel like maybe it's like their best kept secret.
Well, we don't want it to be a secret. That's why I'm here, and there's constant reminders in the magazines that get published. There's constant awareness. Awareness is what we're trying to do, generate awareness of this, because there's so many people who've been members for many years. They don't think about it. You don't think about it if you don't have a problem, and you aren't supposed to, right? It's when you have a problem. But when they see this and go, well, wait, this is a part of my membership now? I've been a member for 10 years. I didn't know that. And I politely, quietly, silently go, yes, you've had this all the time. And so I know that the Board of Governors is doing the same thing. They say, we are trying so hard to trumpet this as such an important part of the membership and a big value of the membership. And so that's what we're here to do. Spread awareness, answer questions. We're not selling anything.
Right.
We're helping you appreciate what you have by virtue of your membership.
Yeah.
What if somebody just had questions about the program, the membership? It's not an emergency. They just
Right.
want to get a hold of somebody to ask a question. Is that possible?
It is. I would say that the FMCA office in their membership department, the staff there are very, very capable and equipped at answering most questions that come up.
Okay.
But there are occasions where, I'll get a phone call and they'll go, hey, Tom, this fact pattern came up and I'm not really sure. Can you help? And I absolutely am happy to help. That's my job.
Okay.
I work for FMCA. I'm with Dempsey Insiders Insurance in Cincinnati. That's That's my employer. I've been doing this for 35 years. I'm very proud to be affiliated with the program and to have the burden of the responsibility, but this is my job, and I enjoy it, and I like helping. And there have been occasions where I've been involved in claims as well that might be sticky, as I think I mentioned. So yes, the FMCA membership office is probably the first and best source for any just rudimentary questions about the program. If you can't get it, look in at the website, because some of the material on the website is very simple. I mean, it's frequently asked questions. Yeah. It's a lot of answers to questions that have been, frequently raised by people. So we are trying very hard to just simply do that, spread the awareness.
Okay, great.
Well, I think that's all of our questions.
That's it?
Yeah. Do you have anything that we forgot that you want to make sure people hear?
Let's see. Boy, so many things. Well, I mean, the benefit of transport, the limit is $500,000. I mean, to get you taken somewhere. I mean, you can, again, it's worldwide. It's not going to pay for your medical expenses when you're abroad. That might be a different policy, and Chubb sells that too. For like your foreign travel, if you need travel coverage for medical expenses when you're abroad because perhaps you're retired and your Medicare and Medicaid aren't gonna pay for your benefits there, well, you can buy those packages separately. But those and FMCA members get a discount for that policy, and that policy is also on the website. Okay? You can go online if you're like, well, I am going to go on a cruise. We are going to be going to Croatia and all along the Dalmatian coast, and if something bad happens, I don't know about whether my medical benefits are going to be paid or how, and I mean, my Visa card might not pay for that. You know, what do I do? That's where the travel coverage that you can buy supplemental for medical expenses is also a component that can help.
Wow.
But other than that, just for regular day in, day out living within the United States or around the world, you have an accident, you need to be taken care of and get help. This policy will provide to get you that help 24/7 worldwide.
Awesome.
Well, as a member, I say thank you for taking care of us.
Don't thank me. Thank the executive committee of FMCA and the board of governors who decide that this is still a value. And they're the ones who are seeing the value and paying the premium for this product for everybody. So happy to be a part of it and happy to answer any questions.
All right. Well,
great.
thank you so much.
Thank you.
We hope you enjoyed this recording of our time at the FMCA convention. Listening to these episodes makes me feel like I'm right back at the event, mingling with the RV community again. Listening to the FMCA Assist episode, I still expect to hear that gotcha moment, and I'm surprised every time when it doesn't happen. We've got 3 more of these episodes coming your way that you will not want to miss, so stay tuned for future shows. Big thanks again to Echo One Adventures for sponsoring our travels. Check out Echo One Adventures for all your off-grid upgrades like solar, batteries, inverters, and more. Echo One Adventures is located in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and has a mobile team that can come right to you to get the work done. Take care and safe travels, everybody. Looking to get out there and stay out there? Battleborn Batteries lithium-ion batteries are here to power your RV, marine, and off-grid adventures. Designed as an easy drop-in replacement for traditional lead-acid batteries, these reliable solutions have 2 to 3 times the power, charge 5 times faster, are a fifth of the weight, and last 10 times longer. Offered in a variety of models in unique sizes and shapes, ranging from 50 amp hour to a robust 270 amp hour, and backed by a 10-year warranty. Battleborn batteries are built to fit your needs and power your experiences. On the road, on the water, and off the grid, reliable power is here. Check them out at battlebornbatteries.com.